Respect everybody. Seeing a life, you have a time for play, you have a time for laugh, a time for run joke. Then you have a time where things are gonna get serious. Now I always tell my fans them say, when it comes on to spirituality, Magnum cannot just get up and turn on him phone and say what him feel to say when him ready to say. Magnum can do that when him up on the microphone at the EG. Dealing with divine alignment, you have to work with others. And I'm singing this song. It's not like to say I don't listen to any of my aunties and uncles from the events. But Sangani alone speaks to me. And there's a reason for that. Because many are called and few are chosen. The reason why I'm doing this video because of clarity. We live in a universe where it is, or it was, controlled by fear and confusion and chaos. The devil is a man who uses fear and separation and segregation to rule. So, it is one of the reasons why I always say that never fear God. Because God is love. So you can fear God. I'm never get up and just make that up. The Sangani once said to me, he said, my child, never fear. Because fear is a destruction to a man's life. Fear places you in a corner. With your mind here, there, and everywhere, you would wake up confused like you're an idiot. It's like you're paranoid because you fear. And he said to me, fear nothing or no one. 24/7. My eyes is on you. And even though Sangani tell me that, I never take it as a hype. I push out my chest and say me I go use my power. If I got you like say, me a Hulk Hogan. I'm not speaking from a book. I'm not write nothing down. Now, I don't deal with race and I don't deal with religion because it is the two most stupidest things that was created by the devil. Race and religion. It is why I have this sign. Now, this sign, many might know it as the Hindu sign. But the Hindu sign is not a religious sign. It is a sign that signifies the heavens. So, whether you're black, brown, yellow, purple, blue, and you carry this sign, it is to signify that you're aligned with the heavens. And when you're aligned with the heavens, you're aligned with truth, you're aligned with love, and you're aligned with unity. So, when you see this sign from Magnum, It is not for religious purpose. It represents love, unity, and truth. Make that clear. Why me say the time has come for Magnum to speak? Because a lot of people, as you can feel it, as it is not something our eyes can see. There's a spiritual warfare taking place, and it is as realer than the physical realms. But you know, we humans, if we cannot see something, business about that probably doesn't exist. That's why I'm here, to bring clarity, because even though God is love, whoever plays with fire will get burned, and who can't hear, them are gonna feel. Over the years, when I would find a lot of people, anybody, you don't have to be nobody special, you just can get up, hold your phone, and disrespect Magnum. When you do that, you would get a natural support. And I sat for years and I asked myself, who are these people? Well, without listening my side of the story or considering the truth, them just support anything against Magnum. And I remember asking Sangani about it. And he said, it doesn't make sense he answers that question, because if he has to answer that question, that means he will have to tell me who I am. And if he should tell me who I am, I wouldn't believe. That's why he will have to show me. He said, but because every question deserves an answer, even though I wouldn't answer you directly, I'm going to leave you with a verdict. Not to puzzle your mind or to have you confused. A verdict of clarity. And as you know, I'm a man, whenever I give a verdict, it is very slow, but it's sure. Because Sangani is a man, a word is a word. When Sangani give a word, he cannot take back. I'm stand on every word. And he said to me, he said, my child, you're not a stone. You're a diamond. That's all I'm going to say to you. I'm going to say, all right. And even though him tell me I'm going to never react, something will plague my mind. And you see, when you're dealing with Sangani, he's a man who speak once and not twice. He's a very moody man. He's a very strict man, because he's a God of judgment. Yeah? You see, the heavens don't run like how the universe runs. The heavens run by a thing we call duty. So it doesn't matter which God big and strong and who have power. It doesn't matter. Because if your duty is to wipe down the step, and you stronger than me, and your duty is to sweep the yard, that have nothing to do with fulfilling our task. So with that being said, there are many gods in the heavens, not one, many. That's why I'm there so to give no clarity, because if you check on the internet, it is confusion. And I'm not here to add gas to the Illuminati fire. I'm here to sprinkle water of clarity on them confusion. So whenever I speak, it is from a place of truth, because my verdict comes straight from the throne room. And when I say throne room, I'm speaking about the heavens. Now, if I'm born race and I'm born religion, that means my verdict is not here to compete with things that was written in the Bible, because not everything in the Bible it is true, and not everything in the Bible it is lies. But I want to understand, sir, the heavens has made a decision to pull the long rope. So when I try to tell you, say, the rope has been pulled. When I say the rope has been pulled, I mean it's like you run out of patience. Running out of patience is something you would hardly find Sangani would do, because you see, in the heavens, time doesn't exist. Everything is eternal. Everything is everlasting. There is no next week, no tomorrow, nothing. It is forever. And in the heavens, the God doesn't sleep. And as small as song in the eyes seeks everything. Yeah? A lot of times, we post things on Facebook, and people comment, laugh, as if when we see that, I'm going to feel some type of way. I'm here today to tell you that if that's what you thought, it went in vain, because when only see me post them thing there, it is not for validation, it is for obedience. See, the messed up thing about spiritual alignment, this is what nobody never taught me. I was on alignment and never know me there on alignment, because Sangani is not a man who would give you a map. It doesn't work like that. Sangini is a man who work with steps. And sometimes the steps would make you move and do certain things. And if people who is next to you don't understand what's going on, they would feel as if you're a madman or you're tripping out, or it has nothing to do with madman. Example. If tonight me decide, say, we just go kick back and listen to where them I write to song, and the voice interrupts and say, turn off your phone and sleep, I wouldn't even question it twice, because whenever that voice speaks, it is not intuition. It is the voice of the divine. And the voice of the divine is not in Magnum alone. It is in every human being. But a lot of us ignore it because we pay attention to comfort instead of alignment. Comfort would tell you, cock up your foot and watch a movie. Alignment would tell you, stay away from the TV and don't go into WhatsApp. And in 2025, that sound like hell. So people are going to choose heaven, which is comfort, and cock up them foot and watch TV. And that's how the devil wins. Because we're living in a world where people do not know the difference between man from a woman, God from the devil, blessings from curse. That's why when they go to the club and Jonathan put on a little bit makeup and drink a little liquor, they mistake him for her. Because we're living in a world where people claim that they know when they don't know nothing. Because to say you don't know, it is a bruise to the ego. And we not even want people to bruise our ego, much less to bruise it ourselves. So we always know. But remember, he who feels he knows it all knows nothing at all. That is why I choose humbleness, and I always listen and pay attention, because as old as I am, or as wise as I think I might be, a mastermind or whatever, I wake up every day to learn something new. That's why I pay attention to everything. Money is a good thing, it's a bad thing, according to how you get it and how you see it. The devil car don't have no brakes. The devil is a man. You feel like, say, he might ease up. And the more you look to see him ease up, and the more you see him car drive. And like I said, I'm not here to threaten anyone. Because Magnum don't threaten. I warn people. So I'm here to warn people that despite of how broke is your pocket, or who have to find Christmas toys for them picnic, make sure the money that you're collecting is not to disrupt divine alignment. To disrupt divine alignment is to stand in the way of Magnum's assignment. Me not like Magnum. Magnum a idiot. Boy, they discard tell. Me broke. Anybody right now drop on 50 grand in a me and done that right now. You see, you can collect the 50 grand for come down Magnum. And as you turn upon the Harbour Bridge, you get a call. And here says something bad take place with one of your picnic them or somebody where you love. Suddenly. And then you're going to say, Jano, don't puzzle your mind. It's not a coincidence. It is heavens striking you before you make a strike. Problem easy fi go in, and it very hard fi come out. What don't concern you, leave it alone. There's a lot of people I like and I don't like. Not as a person. Sometimes I like them ways, sometimes spirit not take them. But never once I would use that as an excuse to harm that person, especially if them never do me nothing. You see, as bad as you is, and as how you're accustomed to programming people, you cannot program Magnum. You cannot give me a gun and tell me go shoot that man, because me no need your ratings, and I'm a leader. For me to do something in such a manner would place me in a follower position, and never once I would do something to prove that I'm a follower. So the ships them we park up with a spy on Magnum. That's me assuming they're spying on me. The weird car them we pull up on my yard, and I don't know if you now look on the mango tree, if you just tired and a pull over. I don't care. Just make sure and I spy on a spy on Magnum. Because one thing leads to another. Trying to harm Magnum is interfering with divine alignment. This is prophecy fulfilling in real time. Trying to harm Magnum can get your bloodline, your family cursed. You picnic them. So if you're planning to hurt innocent people, consider the innocent people that you love. Because before the trigger press, lightning flash and thunder roll. And I said, I'm not here to threaten anyone. I'm here to deliver this as clarity, because God is love, and I'm delivering this message out of love. There's many things left for me to speak on that I will speak on in my time, because as I mentioned, and Sangani says, doesn't speak my child, and him say, speak, and then it is my time, or I choose to deliver my verdict. If me choose to write it down, me choose to say it in a minute, 2 minutes, it doesn't matter. That is my duty. Yeah? But just know, whenever I speak of things that I know and not what was told. Never would I sit in front of an Android phone and speak lies against any man for the purpose of clout or likes. Because I don't like likes. And it is one of the reasons why a lot of people believe by doing a video disrespecting Magnum and representing for cartel it would have make me feel one type of way. Me not feel one type of way because I know respect is not always given. Sometimes respect has to be earned. And for me, if I jump out and stand against Kartel, I know it was a tough task, not musically, but because I know the devil himself uses him for influence. And to stand against the devil is going against deception. So I never fear the music part. I never even fear the spiritual part. I just know, say, as long as the devil involved, there is blindness involved. That's why God tells say, followers like sheep, blind sheep, because the devil influence him for say so. Because if the devil can look like a goat and tell you say he is the morning star, and you see this man is a goat, what else you need to find out or understand? It is the way how the devil operates. The devil loves to prove that in order to rule, you don't need power or strength, you need brilliance. That is why the devil is a smart guy to foolish people. But a man like Magnum is very stupid and foolish and have no sense. And the world is going to witness. Any man that has to divide a nation and use fear or has to use material things to flaunt it as wealth is not a true leader. A true leader is someone who would bring unity, end war, and let peace reign, and teach people to live in unity. But the devil cannot do that, because if people live in unity and peace, then nobody would listen to him. That's why I'm have to separate people and lie to them and tell them there is only one God. Because if he speaks the truth and say there is more than one God, then people would say, okay, so tell me about the other gods. So you know, him is a self-centered person who wants all of the ratings and praise. So him tell me about the one God system. But that one God that the devil speaks about is not the gods in the heaven. It is himself. And that is all for now. Respect and love. Remember to show love and stay away from confusion. Align yourself with the truth. And just remember, race and religion, it is the two stupidest things ever existed in the universe. Be a leader and not a follower. This is Sangani Son. Respect and love. Until my next message of clarity.